Hi everyone, I'm Urban Girl and welcome to my channel. I think it's probably been months since I've been out, which is just absolutely crazy and wrong. So I thought, you know what, the weather's miserable, it's cold, we're deep into autumn, soon be winter, but why not just get out into the woods and chillax and have a cup of soup. You'll probably hear quite a fair wee bit of background noise from the birds. The parakeets, we don't know where they came from because they're not really that native to Scotland. They do look like Australian parakeets, but anyway, there's a lot of them in this area, so they like to make a fair bit of noise when you come into their area. But anyway, I'm going to set the tarp up. As I said, it's been really fairly rainy, so just in case, it does say that the rain's going to be off for the next few hours, but you never know. And it's always nice to have a shelter. So I'm going to set the tarp up and then we'll have some soup. Let's get cracking, guys. It always happens. Good. Got one. Right, let's do the other one. Just a bit. Right. Peg that one down. I'm going to peg that other one in a wee bit. So, Okay. Just flap that on there. That'll do it. Right, there we go. Quite pleased with that. This Free Soldier tarp, I mean, I don't know what it is, but it definitely feels bigger than the DD tarp. I know it's not. They're both the same size. But yeah, I really like it because it's got a lot of tie-out points on it. So yeah, nice one. Right. Let's get in because I think that's the rain coming on. I find that in the autumn and winter it's always really good to bring 2 ground sheets because the ground's really wet and cold, so that kind of damp, you know, it soaks into your clothes and stuff really quickly, which you don't really want. I mean, I'm not here for a long time anyway, so I'm not going to get hypothermia. But it's nice not to feel too damp when you're lying down. That's the first trip out into the woods with a new bike, which was absolutely fine, no problem at all. The only downside at the moment is I don't have a basket on the front and I don't have a pannier rack or anything on the back because that bike doesn't come with anything like that. So I really do need to get that sorted because it meant, you know, slightly rationalising the kit that you're bringing, because I can't obviously fit all of the kit in a tiny backpack. So if I was coming up here, for instance, with the Lavu, which I did think about today, I was going to bring the Lavu, the Hungarian Zeltbahn, but I just can't carry it. It's too big. I mean, obviously I could put a bigger backpack on, but you don't really want to be carrying a big massive rucksack when you're on a bike, especially for me because I've got to jump off the saddle to stop because my feet don't touch the ground. So yeah, but anyway, the rain hasn't come on actually. It was probably just water off the trees just dripping down a wee bit, so fingers crossed it'll stay dry. Right, that's 2:30. The sun's setting about 4 o'clock, I think, so time to get some soup on, I think. Well, as I said, I'm just going to have some soup today, and I bought another stove. I know, I'm obsessed with stoves. I've got hundreds. I've not got hundreds. You know how many I've got, full disclosure. I've disclosed it all before. So yeah, I bought another wee vintage stove. I'm not going to take credit for it. I saw it on the channel, Kent Survival. If any of you don't, if any of you know him, then you might have seen him using it on his Arendak shelter in the woods. I watched that video and I saw him using the stove, and I just thought, I like that stove, I need to get it. So I trawled eBay because as I say, there's not very many of them around. Hence the reason it's really rusted out looking. I have kind of soaked it and scrubbed it. I soaked it in Coke for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then I scrubbed it off just to try and get rid of most of the rust. But ultimately, I don't really care if it looks rusty or not, because, you know, it's just really going to serve a purpose, which is to, you know, heat up food. Hopefully. If it doesn't, then we're eating cold soup. So you probably, I just flung it down earlier. There's something on the ground. I don't know what it is, but it's something on the ground, really, like, looks like white clay, and it's completely stuck to the bottom of my trainers, which isn't nice. But anyway, they're going to get a lot muddy on the way out. So my nice Yorkshire roast chicken soup, which I really like. And here's the stove. As you can see, as I said, you know, it's not too bad on most of the areas. Mostly the bit that's really rusted, obviously, is the lid. And that just describes it there. And these bits in the inside, obviously, are really rusted. And that one's the damper. So this is a, I think it tells you on it. Hang on, I've not got my glasses on. Yeah. It's for methylated spirits. As most of you know, I don't normally use methylated spirits. I don't carry it, I don't use it. I do have some. I mean, I have got a kind of, I don't know what it's called, bioethanol, something. I've got something, right, that I used for a fondue, so I do have a liquid fuel in the house. But I've never, as I say, I've never used it. And for this trip in particular, I didn't want to experiment, because I know I've got a pretty limited time. The time I get here, set the shelter up, get the fire, you know, get the stove on, because obviously it's going to get dark, as I said. It sounds like the rain's coming on, which is nice. Hopefully we'll stay dry. If the rain gets really bad, I'll just drop the edge of the tarp down. I'll just drop the tarp down even more. We'll see. So yeah, so I'm just going to use some fire dragon gel and see if that works. The other thing, I know I'm terrible, right? But the other thing I bought is, I bought another French canteen cup. I know I sold my last one because it was really heavy. I mean, it's really heavy, and I might just sell this one. But I was a bit annoyed because I looked a bit like the guys, so it's in a shop in France. The guys get about 4 or 5 of them, and I wonder if I should, hang on, I wonder if I should maybe bring my bike in. I'll maybe try and bring my bike in a bit. Right, sorry, I think it's just a bit of a downpour, hopefully it'll go off. I brought it in a bit, but it's still not covered. I mean, to cover it up I'd need to lie it down, and I can't be bothered at the moment because I want to get my soup on. What was I talking about? God, memories like a sieve. Yeah, I bought another French canteen cup. So it's a vintage kind of war memorabilia, bricolage type shop. And not bricolage, it's another word, sorry. Anyway, I bought it in this vintage shop in France, where the other house is. and he had loads, and I looked through them all, and then I decided what one I wanted, took it up, gave him the money, got home, back to the house, and realised it didn't have a cup in it, which was really annoying because some of the other ones did have cups, but I'd been backwards and forwards in the shop, you know, looking at different ones, so I obviously just made the mistake, so that's really annoying. Oh, that was a bit of a downpour. I'll just get rid of that water, which I have also just splashed in, but never mind. Right, so, but today I didn't bring the whole thing because it's quite heavy. So it's the same kind, it's the original one with the woolen case that's kind of felt lined. The buttons are a bit stiffer because they're quite rusty. So yeah, the canteen cup's in the house. Sorry, the actual canteen's in the house. And the cup, I had to buy a replica, which, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, but it isn't quite the right size. So it means that when you put the canteen thing in it, it doesn't quite close properly. It does fit in the cover, but it doesn't quite close properly. So that's quite annoying. But anyway, never mind. Oh well, at least it fits on the stove. I mean, I can always buy another. I know it's bad. Obviously shouldn't. Right. Oh, there's a gel. The reason I like this is, you know, apart from the fact, as I said, I mean, I think, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, you can use that for multi-fuel. And the thing I liked about it, because obviously I've got the honey stove and stuff, but obviously you don't need to make it, you don't need to build it. It's fairly, you know, it's fairly light. It's just tin or whatever it is. And as I said, I think multi-fuel, you think you could easily burn a wee fire in it. It's got that wee damper to put the fire out if you're using liquid fuel. And it's got this inbuilt windbreaker like most of the other, you know, like kind of like a wood burning stove or whatever. So I quite like that idea. So let's see if it works with this gel. That's the rain off, which is good. Obviously, I don't have a lid either for that cup. I've not bought a lid yet because it was the wrong cup. So, I mean, it's not the wrong cup, it's just not the original cup. Still seems to be burning. Oh. Right, I'll bring you back once that's heating up a bit more. So, the fuel is burning okay, that's definitely not a problem. But the soup's definitely not getting very hot, and that is really unusual for these fire dragons, because as I say, I use them all the time and one cube always heats up a cup of soup. I don't know whether it's because, I don't know whether it's the cup, so I don't know whether maybe it's the cup that's the problem. I mean, because the cup definitely doesn't feel like it's getting very hot either. I mean, the handles aren't hot. I can still pick it up. So yeah, I might have to put another one in because it's not hot enough yet. Although admittedly I've got no patience. I mean, it is a lot of soup, there is a lot of soup in it, but normally by now it would be feeling a bit warmer. I'm going to go to the bottom of it. I mean, it's barely even lukewarm. It's rubbish. I'm going to put another one in. Right, well, finally soup's up. I don't know what the problem was. I don't know whether it's the cup or the stove, I don't know. Because those cubes never normally take that long to heat a canteen cup full of soup. But anyway, it's hot enough now, so I'm going to eat it. So yeah, I'm going to tuck into this soup and we'll see what the time is. I mean, you can see yourself, it looked like it was burning okay, but it just took a really long time. Maybe it's because it was taking a long time to heat up the actual stove as well. I don't know. Nice. Okay. I'll enjoy this and bring you back. Oh, and I brought a nice halkidiki olive roll for it as well. Forgot to tell you that. Nice. Well guys, that's me. Actually, that soup was worth the wait. I really don't know what the issue was there. Never really had that problem before, so If anybody's got any ideas why it took so long, do let me know. Anyway, been lucky with the weather today. The place looks really different in the autumn. It looks like really overgrown in a way. A lot of the trees still have their leaves on them. So yeah, I'm going to get packed up now. It's 3:30, so by the time I get packed up and then head back up the road, because I don't want to be cycling for too long in the dark. I do have lights and all that kind of thing, but it's a lot easier when you're cycling in the daylight. So I'll get packed up. Hopefully that'll give me plenty of time to get out of here in the daylight. Thanks again for watching my channel, guys. I really appreciate all your comments and views, all your support. If you're watching this video for the first time and you're not a subscriber, think about subscribing to my channel. I'm just an urban girl out having a bit of fun. Bye!